Good morning. The Committee on General Government Operation, Appropriation, Housing convenes this public hearing. First notice was issued to the media on June 15. Second notice on June 19. And for the record, today is Wednesday, June 24th, 2020, and the time now is 11:10. The committee will hear and accept testimony in the following. Bill 354-35 COR, introduced by Senator Regine Besculi, and myself as co-sponsor, and Senator Jose Pito Terlay and Senator Luis B. Muña. An act relative to the temporary employment of retired Guam Department of Public Works employees during a public health emergency for fiscal year ending September 30th, 2020. Joining me today are the author of the bill, Senator Regine Besculi, Senator Therese Terlay, Senator Telo Taitigui, Senator Luis B. Muña, and Senator Kelly Marsh. We have no one to testify, so we were hoping Public Works would be here. But if they do have any testimony, I ask that they submit it to my office. I would ask my colleagues that proper form decorum shall be practiced at all present in this public hearing. And when you speak, please make sure the microphone is on. Now I ask Senator Regine Besculi to give her opening statement.
Sidus Masi, Mr. Chair. Colleagues, the bill before us today provides us with an opportunity to help prevent a backlog in the permitting process required to build and renovate properties. Bill number 354-35 COR authorizes the Department of Public Works to hire retired employees in areas such as engineering and construction, building permits and inspection, and construction quality control, design, and analysis. Only a limited number of GovGuam retirees are allowed to collect both their pension and a salary as an active employee simultaneously. These, quote, double dippers fill critical positions in our government like teachers, nurses, and law enforcement officers. Bill number 354-35 extends this authority to DPW until the current public health emergency declaration is lifted. We're open to extending that further to the end of the fiscal year to give us some flexibility. But we really need to focus on the things that are within our control, especially during this pandemic. Congress authorized more than $300 million in military construction this fiscal year alone. This is on top of hundreds of millions in MilCon already in progress. So not only will this bill provide jobs and income for suppliers and subcontractors, it will also help our government protect precious resources and ensure the best compliance with local and federal laws. Mr. Chair, if a few new jobs at DPW lead to dozens of new construction projects, this could lead to hundreds of people back to work and possibly millions in private sector spending. As the government continues to respond to the COVID-19 crisis, we must explore every way to get money back into our businesses and into the hands of working families. So I want to thank my co-sponsors, you, Mr. Chair, Senator Jose Agustin, Senator Pito Terlay, and Senator Luis Borja Muña for seeing the potential economic benefits this bill provides. I also want to thank our partners at the Department of Public Works and former Senator Carlota Leon Guerrero from the Leon Guerrero Tenorio administration for working with us to offer this solution. Bill number 354 allows us to continue to tap into a revenue stream unaffected by the crisis by ensuring that we employ those that keep the construction industry running. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, and I look forward to feedback from our community and our stakeholders. Sidus Masi.
Thank you, Senator Lee. Does any of my colleagues like to speak on behalf of this bill? Senator Therese, would you like to?
Only wanted to note that the fiscal note says that there was like a hiring freeze that might impact this bill and that he's hoping it could be covered under CARES fund. So I just wanted to know if that was pursued, if we could get answers. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Senator Tello, do you have anything you would like to speak on behalf of this bill?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And I was really hoping that DPW is here because even in the fiscal note, it stated that BBMR still has not received any comments from DPW regarding this bill. There are other questions that I wanted to to pose, but, you know, of course, the impact on the current 2020 budget that was actually authored, and as well as, you know, being able to hire these individuals on a limited term basis, if that's, you know, amenable. So without DPW's, you know, testimony on this, it makes it very hard to move forward or to get the information we're seeking for. So I hope to find soon that in my email, their testimony. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Senator Tello. Senator Luis Muñoz.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. I too was hoping that the Department of Public Works would be here so that we can get some of the questions answered, and hopefully when they provide testimony, or I'm sure they will, but when they provide testimony that we'll be able to review and even communicate with them on outside of this public hearing. But it is very important that they be here so that we can address some of the questions. But I do want to thank the author for allowing me to be a co-sponsor in this bill. I feel like this is a great opportunity for us to fulfill some of the holes of that industry that could be filled with people who are already qualified and very knowledgeable on some of the issues and projects that we have that are waiting for this. Thank you, Mr. Chair, for the opportunity to speak on behalf of the bill.
Thank you, Senator Luis. Senator Kelly.
Suduis Maasi, Mr. Chair. And I want to thank the author of the bill and the co-sponsors for this. It's really trying to, and I agreed with all of the points, that it's really trying to create economic benefits for our community, especially at this really hard time. It's trying to make sure that services are still being met. We do have particular activities that are slated to be scheduled for this year, and we need to make sure everything is in place, that the government is out there fulfilling its roles and protecting what it needs to be protecting. So I appreciate all of those aspects. The one question that I have that I'm hoping to get answered at some point is just for clarification, whether the newly hired retirees would be contributing to the retirement fund or Social Security, just to understand a little bit how they'll fit into the whole picture. Suduis Maasi, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. And on this bill, as a co-sponsor, I'm in support of this bill. We may just have to, I did text Vince, and we'll be seeing Department of Public Works folks here at 3 o'clock during their budget hearing. And we will get answers and get them to give their input on this. And with that, I'm in full support of this bill. As a matter of fact, even extending it to an extent, treating it the same way we treat the teachers, police officers, because on many occasions, whenever there's a slowdown in permits and engineering work, and there's a lot of areas in the Department of Public Works that need some support. Thank you. Senator Lee, do you want to make a closing statement? Okay. The committee will continue to receive testimony on this bill. And please address your written testimony to the Committee on General Government Operation, Appropriation, and Housing, and submit it via email to Senator Joe S. Agustin at gmail.com. Jesus Marcy for attendance, participating in today's hearing, and for those at home, thank you for watching. This public hearing on Bill number 354 is now adjourned. It is now 11:20. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and we will see you this afternoon for the next budget hearing. Thank you.